Our next guest is the beautiful, the talented Natie. She is a friend and really like a sister to me. She's someone who has very much supported Alpha Arts Lines from the beginning, and she has a lot of talent and history with performances, but also been working on a few personal projects that we're going to be talking about today. This is the day I met her. So yes, my real sister, my blood sister is in here. You're right, Sajila, you are my real sister. So before I bring in Natie, let me just see. Oh, there she is. I will go ahead and bring her in. We will get started with Natie Music, my sister from another mister. Hello.
Hey.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Thanks for having me.
Of course. I will always have you for the rest of my life. You're stuck with me. It's good to see you because I know we haven't gotten to see each other much.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
This is how we see each other now.
I know. So I was giving a little intro as to who you are. You know, you're also many things. You're a violinist. You are now a creative coach as well, which I'm looking forward to learning more about. But you're also someone who really empowers and goes to support other creatives. So tell us a bit about what it is that you do, because I don't think a violinist or a musician it boxes you. So how would you describe yourself and what you do?
Yeah, I feel like it's an answer that kind of like varies depending on who you're talking to.
Okay.
But for sure, music is at the center of my life, and it's been the case like since I was a little kid. And the violin is my first instrument, but I've always loved singing, and I've always wanted to like make beats and just I still have like the ambition of playing bass and keys and many instruments. So I like to call myself a music maker. Mm-hmm. That way it's a little more broad than just violinist. But yeah, you're right. I like moving to New York. I feel like everybody here just wears many hats because we have to, because it's so intense to live here. It's so expensive. And one of the hats that I've worn being here is coach, like personal training. And at first it was just centered around working out and wellness. But moving forward, I've wanted to expand and kind of like connect the body and the mind and kind of use the determination and the discipline that we take to work out into like pursuing our goals and like really seeing them through. And there's something about when we work out, like afterwards we feel empowered and proud and positive and lots of energy. And so if we can transfer all of that to other aspects of our lives, then that can be pretty powerful. At least it's been the case for me.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you and I both had to shift. I mean, and all of us, but especially because our work was centered around events and around sharing and connecting with people, we had to all of a sudden pivot and shift with the pandemic. So what is this period, what impact has it had on your creative process? And that's it actually. What impact has it had on your music, on your creative process? Not being able to.
Like I'm still figuring it out. Like the moments that I'm the most excited to pick up my violin is actually if somebody asks me to record for them. So I've done some recordings for friends, and right now like I personally feel a little dry with my own music. I also like just released the project and was supposed to go on tour, but that obviously got canceled. So maybe there's a little bit of like that disappointment that's stopping me from creating more of my own stuff. But I'm really trying just to figure it out and to like be okay with new ways and be okay to not produce as much or just try to listen more. I feel like a lot of people are taking that time to kind of like see what's going on inside.
Yeah, absolutely. I would love to talk about your project in the key of fall. One thing I'll preface, so this is Natie's most recent EP, and she has maybe some of the most dope visuals I've seen a musician use. I love how, and Natie's even used some of her art, some of my art in one of her music videos. And so I love how you weave together visual and the music. But tell us about In the Key of Fall, and the theme of the EP.
So this EP was written like over the summer and the fall, but I decided to call it In the Key of Fall because like towards the end, I was riding my bike through Brooklyn to get to one of the co-producers' studio at Sunshine, and then all the way into the city where I was doing an internship. So I was just like riding my bike everywhere, and every time I ride my bike, I'm either like listening to music or trying to come up with music. So it just felt like every bike ride added to the tracks that I was writing. So that's kind of like how the title came along. When I decided to make this EP, I had kind of like a list of topics that I wanted to cover. Yeah, I'm going to talk about social justice and you know, the diversity of culture, and like I had all those ideas, but frankly, I was going for a really rough, and I just wrote love songs because that felt honest. So I feel like it was a good platform to kind of like let out the pain, and instead of often with breakups, we tend to kind of like close off, lose that hope that we can love again and we can trust again, and I really didn't want that. Like I wanted to come out of this breakup feeling grateful that I had this relationship, that I grew through it, and trusting that there's more love to come. And so it was a really healing process. It sounds like super cheesy to say, oh yeah, you know, I wrote love songs because I was heartbroken, but it really helped. And I feel blessed that I have music to kind of like channel my emotions.
Yeah, absolutely. And we met during that period.
But in terms of yeah.
Go ahead. So in terms of
the visuals, like thank you for like complimenting me on those, because originally I don't think of myself as a very visual person. Like my mom is a painter, my sister can do everything, and painting is one of those things. But if I pick up a camera or a brush paint, like I have no patience, and I don't think that I have any talent for it. So with the visuals, I was very much like, yo, let's call people who are really good at it and who I trust. And so for visuals for the EP, it was amazing to collaborate with another artist from Reunion, to kind of like come together and make, in a way, make Reunion Island shine overseas. And then using your painting and using like all kind of like crazy outfits. And I think because I feel like it's not my forte, I'm just like, let's bring talented people whose forte it is and have fun with it.
Well, one of the you were the first person I met that was from Reunion Island. So those of you who are watching and don't know, my spiel is pretty good. So Reunion Island is a small island off the coast of Madagascar. It's a West African island, and it's a French territory as well.
It is.
Yeah. So I'm just making sure our Wi-Fi is strong. Okay, you can hear me? Let's see, our connection is stabilizing. Uh-oh. So this is while
we're
now connected. Okay, great. So how would you say the island influenced your sound? How would you describe your style of music?
I'm gonna the question that you asked, but I only heard the end.
Mm-hmm.
I was so I started music with the Conservatory. I studied like classical music, so I heard him like playing jazz standards and improvising, and so I got curious about that, and then I just kind of like was always listening to a lot of world music from different places. My mom is Spanish, so listen to a lot of flamenco music, also music from Morocco because she grew up there. Like it was just very, very diverse. And so when it comes to like me creating, I feel like it's a mixture of a bunch of different styles, which it's a pretty like good representation of who I am too. Since I'm like so mixed, I feel like it makes that my music is also influenced by so many styles.
Yeah.
The EP, I guess, if you had to like put it in a category, would probably fall like maybe soul experimental kind of. But I feel like now a good way to talk about music is like how it makes you feel. Like because of all the playlists, you know, like you can choose a playlist to work out or to go to the beach.
Right.
Or so I would say like I'm a good like chill car ride on the sunset. You know,
Yeah.
I'd say
I
that's my
agree.
musical genre.
Awesome. I love that. I think my goal is definitely to get to listen to your EP while like riding a horse on a beach, which hopefully I'll get to do at some point. So got one of the highlights of your journey this far was going on tour with Beyoncé and Jay-Z. And so I would love to talk a little bit about that. And I have this little video. First of all, what was it like playing the violin while having to like dance and do choreography?
Not easy. Like so hard. And I feel like now that I've done it once, I have more of a method to go about it.
Mm-hmm.
But when it first was thrown at me, I was like, oh, I have moves that I don't even remember. So it was like brain freeze, you know? But it was completely like, especially when you're classically trained, you're constantly being told like stop moving, you know, because the body is so precise, and so having to do like all this choreography and play and listen to like the musical director in your in ears and look at the camera, and like it was a whole lot to process, but I obviously like it moved a lot through it. Oh wow, with the montage with all the pictures and
Thanks. What do you feel like you really learned?
But yeah,
you're on it. Go ahead.
What I learned. Yeah.
Dance and
I
violin is one.
One of the things that I took away the most, or that would like the most inspiring, is to kind of like realize that being an artist, being a musician, can go further than playing music. Obviously, like Beyonce's show, or a lot of the pop artists, like they create a whole world, like the costumes and the visuals and the storyline, and so I feel like that definitely influenced the visuals that I got for my EP, and like a lot of thought into, you know, my stage outfit or the lighting, and I feel like it's made me more aware of the different ways that we can engage in the audience. Because at the end of the day, that's the goal, right? We're like, and hoping to connect. And I feel like it's given me more more tools to connect with people. And also
Yeah.
it's shown me that like I thought I was a hard worker, and then I rehearsed for Beyoncé for like 6 months, a year, and I realized, damn, I can work so much harder. So yeah, definitely like the reputation that she has is, it's definitely true.
Yeah, I mean, you're definitely a hard worker. And those people who are tuning in who know Natie or who might not know, I mean, you've performed on platforms supported by Afropunk, Gap, So Far Sound, Soul on the Horn, and that's just to name a few. So I know this.
It sounds really good when you say it, you know?
Yeah, hey, this is why she's also performed in my backyard, so let's not forget that.
Hey.
But you do work really hard, and I know that during this period you've been taking more rest, and like, you know, I have a few friends who are taking rest and taking a pause and feeling like they're not doing enough, and I feel like that in itself is a form of resistance as well, is to find rest and rejuvenate ourselves, because we're made to feel like we're only as valuable as how hard we work in the economy. And so I'm glad you're finding that respite. And I think that this coaching you're now doing, can you tell us a little bit about, because you came to, I don't know if you would have come to that if the pandemic hadn't started. So can you tell us a bit about the work you're doing? And then if someone is interested or getting involved with this, are you open to taking new clients?
Yeah, definitely. So first of all, I only women, because there's a part of me that's like, I feel like maybe a man's ego to be trained by women would get in the way. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's also like my own insecurity. Like, would I be strong enough to like actually challenge a guy's fitness? But regardless, I only take women. And I've been wanting to start this training again because I feel like for me, working out and kind of like listening to people and helping them plan things is kind of a set. I've done it for so long. Like I think right as a kid, I was already making schedules and to-do lists, and so it's like very easy for me to like do these things. And so if I can, I meet so many people who have great ideas, and sometimes they just get overwhelmed with, oh, where do I start? You know, and so many women who are absolutely gorgeous, but they haven't necessarily learned how to take control of their body and love it and work with it. And so since for me it's something that I feel very comfortable with, why not share it? And so it makes sense right now. I'm not performing, and I have this like desire and energy to give. I feel like that's what I miss the most, you know, when we're on stage, we give. So this is just another avenue to give. So yeah, so if there are women who are watching who want a little motivation to work out, a little ear and some advice to kind of like refocus their path for their own goal, they can DM and I can like, talk further with them. But yeah, I'm definitely open to take more clients this summer.
Awesome. I love it, because I think that that's such a good way to give back. I think you have such a generous spirit, and you're very nurturing. And I think that channel is channeled best when you are working with someone one-on-one, because just given the amount of care you give me in our friendship, I can definitely see how this is something that is developed. So I'm looking forward to seeing it grow, and I'm glad it's already growing. So that being said, I know you haven't been performing, but I think we're going to get lucky enough to receive a gift of a song from you. So what is it that you are going to share with us today? Which song will it be?
Yes, so I thought that I could play the opening track of the EP.
Cool.
It's called In Order to See, reflection on the theme of Kalubadia. And Kalubadia is a traditional song from Reunion. And I wrote this song after going to Carolina's recital. Carolina is an amazing singer songwriter from Argentina, and at her recital she had a really beautiful blend of like jazz but a lot of like traditional music from Argentina, and it made me realize, wow, like I haven't done that enough. I haven't like infused my roots into my music as much as I could. So yeah, so for this track, I'm using like a traditional instrument from Reunion.
Awesome.
And yeah, so I'm just gonna bear with me while I plug some stuff in. And hopefully I don't have any like connections problem.
Yeah, I think we're solid for now. So as Natie gets set up, if you have any questions that you would like to ask her or know more about, you could drop them in the comments. We'll have time to respond to a few of those questions. So Natie, she has done, she has been teaching bass. She is a trained violinist. Also works with a loop pedal and uses her voice as well. So you're going to see her weave together something. I'm also going to close my other window. Aaron, you could probably hear out the window. You can still hear the motorcycles. Here's one coming now. So let me close the back window so we have solid. And I will not fall. Here we go.
And
then, yeah.
Do we have some sound?
We're good. I can hear you. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So hold up.
If you don't already follow Alpha Arts Lines, feel free to do so. If you are someone who is looking for art, murals, we do have a catalog right now on our website. And every sale that we make supports our current gardening project with kids. Here's a little sneak peek of the work we started this Tuesday at Phoenix Community Garden. So any art sale that is made goes back to support this program with our kids where we're doing arts and gardening workshops throughout the summer.
All right, so this is In Order to See.
Okay, here we go. Great question, Megan.
Do you ever close your eyes in order to see? Let me show you how I rise when I set myself free.
The violin is coming. Natie, if you can hear us, we can't hear the loop pedal, so you might want to turn the volume up on that.
Here you go.
Yay! What do you guys think?
Thank you.
Yeah, it's beautiful to hear strings. It's also so nice to hear you play. Yo, I feel like the world felt normal for a minute for me.
Hey.
Yeah.
I'll be playing way more songs next week on Wednesday 22nd. I have a full set at a art gallery in Brooklyn, Soapbox Gallery, 7 p.m. So yeah, there'll be more songs from me. And yeah.
Awesome. So we do have a couple questions. One, is there another instrument, and I know you wish you could play all of them, but is there an instrument in particular you would love to learn how to play, and why?
Yeah, like I want to play bass, and I actually bought myself a small bass, so it's like easier, it's less heavy. For some reason, I haven't like actually put in the time. But yeah, I could see myself as a bass player.
Yeah. And where can we find your EP? On all streaming platforms?
Yeah, all streaming platforms, and then since I'm assuming that you have a bunch of like visual artists watching this, if you want to see all the animations that Mathieu Warhol, the photographer and illustrator who worked on the EP, he made like animations for each of the tracks. So if you go on YouTube and you just put like Natie in the key of fall, I made a playlist with all the songs and the animations for them. So.
Oh, dope. So I'll repeat that right here. So if you search Natie, Natie, in the key of fall on YouTube, you'll get to see the animations alongside the music. And then the Soapbox Gallery, is that going to be streamed as well?
Yes. So it's going to be live stream 7 p.m.
Okay. And so people can be able to watch that through your Instagram with your Soapbox.
Just Soapbox. I'm probably gonna like tease the first track, and hopefully whoever is interested can follow their website and watch the whole track.
Awesome. Yeah, and if you're watching and you haven't gotten to yet, Natie's tag, Natie Music, is tagged in the comment, is pinned in the comment. So definitely go follow and support. You have been, Natie, I want to say thank you, because you have been such a supportive friend, but also so supportive of my journey, always checking in, and I'm looking forward to continuing to grow. But I have so much love and respect for you. But thank you for joining me today.
It's inspiring for me to see you. Like, you didn't let this pandemic slow you down. It's like, word, I can't have people at my house. I'm gonna host a weekly event, and like the summer camp and the art auctions. And it's inspiring to see you continue and to see you help people and connect people.
Yeah, but you also see there's times when I'm not so inspired, but I think that's where friendships really come in. So thank you for everything. Love you very much. Okay, all right, so we'll talk soon.
Bye.
All right, guys, so thank you for tuning in. Again, Alpha Arts Alliance, we're a Brooklyn-based arts agency. We do sell and curate visual art, murals, fine art. You can check out our website, alphaartsalliance.com, but also please consider supporting our current youth programming. I am doing a gardening workshop with children at the community garden around the corner. Here's a little peek as to some of the work. Any piece that sells supports this initiative, but you can also support by donating to our GoFundMe. Here's a little video of the children planting every Tuesday and Friday. If you are in Brooklyn, have a kid. Actually, Aaron, if your son wants to come join our club, Phoenix Club, he's more than welcome. We'll be there Tuesdays and Fridays, 5 to 7 p.m. And I'm here next week with another 2 guests every Thursday at 6. Thank you for coming by, and I will see you guys soon.